Hey guys, as you guys know, I'm not here today. I'm over at Google, and the first thing we're going to be doing today is going over the homework. The second thing we're going to be doing is go through the lesson. You guys will then have classwork. You guys then will check your answers, and immediately you'll start on your homework. On Tuesday when I come back, I'll be checking to make sure that you've certainly done all of these things. So let's get going with the answers. Last night's homework was to do page 556, numbers 1 through 10. Let's get to that right now. Here are the answers for numbers 1 through 7. At any point that you feel that you need a pause, please press pause. Otherwise, I will go on to the next slide for the other answers. I will be going to the next slide now. So if you need to pause, press pause now. The answers for 8 through 10 are the following. If you have any questions on the homework assignment from last night, you guys can certainly wait until next Tuesday for me to answer it. If not, you can ask one of your neighbors how to do it. I suggest that you do this, or otherwise you won't get the answer until next Tuesday. So these are the answers for 8 through 10. I'm going to go and start the lesson right now. So if you feel that you need a pause, press pause now. So today's lesson is 11.7, which is volume of a sphere. Some of you guys may know what it is already, but you may not know where it comes from. So, knowing that, let's get going with the lesson. What I'd like you guys to do is to draw a picture of a sphere in your notes. So we've talked about a sphere earlier this year, but not in depth. So the first thing I want you guys to do is draw this equator-like shape around the sphere. We don't call it an equator. But it has something that's very similar to what we've seen before. We know it's a circle. We know it has a radius. So please write radius. The actual name of that circle is called the great circle or meridian. The great circle is the biggest circle that will circumvent around a sphere, otherwise known as a meridian. Where have we heard the word meridian before? The prime meridian. So if you guys don't recall, a meridian or the prime meridian is longitude, and all of those circles that make longitude are great circles. Okay. So to help you in your definitions, I want you guys to write this right now. The great circle of a sphere is the biggest circle that can be drawn on the surface of the sphere itself. If you need a pause, press pause now. If not, I will go to the next slide. So what I want you guys to understand is where the formula of a sphere is coming from. In order for us to derive this formula, we first have to see the relationship between a cylinder with similar radius and height. So this sphere is supposed to be as tall as this cylinder. And they both are supposed to have the same radius. So the sphere has a radius of r, and the cylinder also has a radius of r. My question for you is this. In the sphere, with the given information, how tall is the sphere itself? Well, isn't the height of the sphere the same thing as the diameter? So using the available variables you have, the height of the given sphere is basically 2r. As I said before, the sphere is supposed to be as tall as the cylinder. So if the sphere is 2r, what's the height of the cylinder? Well, that's also supposed to be 2r. In order to figure out the volume formula of a sphere, we're going to compare the volume of the sphere to the volume of the cylinder. Okay, again, the sphere has a height of 2r, has a radius of r. The cylinder also has a height of 2r and has a radius of r. My question now is, what's the volume of this cylinder in terms of the given variables? So let's find the volume of this cylinder in terms of the radius and the height of 2r. So let's figure out this volume. As you guys remember, the volume of a cylinder is area of the base times the height. So volume equals to pi r squared times 2r. If I simplify this, the volume of this cylinder is 2 pi r cubed. I want you guys to remember this because this is important when we derive the formula of a sphere. Again, the volume of this sphere is 2 pi r cubed. My question for you now is, how much of the sphere will actually fill up the cylinder? How much of the sphere will fill up the cylinder? And as you guys know, a sphere has a radius of r and has a height of 2r. The cylinder also has a radius of r and it has a height of 2r. How much of that sphere will fill up that cylinder? Let's figure that out right now. Oh, and just to let you guys know, what is the volume of that cylinder? 2 pi r cubed. That's very, very important. Okay, here we go.